What up, YouTube? We are back with another Warcraft Rumble video for you, and in this one, we're taking on Gelbin Mekkatorque, which is the second boss in the Iron Forge Siege in Warcraft Rumble. Now, before we get started, very special shout out to Warcraft Rumble for sponsoring today's video. Now, this is once again the second boss in the brand new Iron Forge Siege in Warcraft Rumble. This boss is arguably the hardest, honestly. It's a very simple map in terms of like the layout, but the strategy and volume that you have to deal with is very surprising. I very much enjoyed this. As soon as I beat it, I was ready to go back and do it again. Now, again, if you are new to Warcraft Rumble, well, like and subscribe, because I'm bringing you all the best guides to Warcraft Rumble, but also make sure you download it in the link of today's video. And once again, this is a Siege, which is a 2-player game mode within Warcraft Rumble that allows you to play with a guild mate of your choice. Now, once again, this is the brand new Siege and the second boss. I'm gonna go and break down my gameplay here and sort of pause throughout to go through some of the strategy and some of the things I would do differently. And at the very end, I will cover the deck that we utilized. All right, so let's go ahead and get straight to it. So again, this fight was very, very different. So again, in terms of the map, not incredibly complex. Now, I made arguably the mistake of running Dragiseth, because I was like, I don't know what he does. I don't know the mechanics. The first time it's ever came out, I'm just going to get a big old tank in there. Dragiseth, Frostwolf Shaman deck, and I was like, sure, that should be good. No. It worked. Like, we got the win, but not the most effective deck for this boss fight. So let's go ahead and break it down. At the bottom here is your main turret. There's a turret on either side and then a stone in the middle. And then you can see that these are stairs that actually get adds that come from them as well. And then, of course, the boss is due north. If you look at the boss's health, though, you can see there's multiple versions of him, as well as multiple phases for this fight. It is a very, I don't want to say long fight, but it very can be difficult. So let's go ahead and just continue. So first thing we do is, of course, take over the meeting stone. It is incredibly close to your base. And what we notice is that you can very easily lose a ton of damage on your base from just all the adds that spawn in the middle. So maintaining control over the middle is by far your first priority, like bar none. You're going to get a lot of these huntresses that are coming out, and that you want to answer them quickly. Now, I guess I shouldn't say Dragiseth was a bad choice. It just wasn't the most effective choice. And now, just like you normally would, you want to go and prioritize just pushing one of the lanes and getting an answer. So you can see that the boss has a shield around him, as well as has some like mini bosses. There's like robot chickens. You do have to kill those in order to do damage to them. So keep that in mind as well. So you can see that we're just trying to blow down all the damage to the boss in the adds around, and while also trying to get the towers to the side. You can see the bombs will also do a ton of damage. So there's just so many things that, boom, we just took a ton of health damage to our base, like already. And I was like, oh my God, like we're only a few seconds in. So there is a ton of damage that can be taken to your base. So you want to make sure that you're defending your base as much as possible. And inevitably, like, you will slowly push. And look at all these bombs. Like, and this is where, my honest opinion, right here, you can see I used it, either Blizzard or Dragon's Breath. Phenomenal choice. Anything that can just AoE down. You can see that my partner's actually using the batlings. Very good choice as well. Witch Doctor, again, the bats are coming very, very quickly, but the Witch Doctor is doing a number. Obviously, he's prioritizing the boss right now because nothing was out, but having a Witch Doctor out as much as possible will definitely help clear these bombs as fast as possible. Okay. And then, again, try to get the gold nodes. The gold nodes on the top are actually pretty difficult to get because of the amount of adds that come. You can see, like, again, they just took the middle and they're already at our base. So again, don't let him get that close, because now he's doing AoE, like he's bouncing around to our base, and we're, probably a third of our health is already gone. It's kind of crazy. More adds, but you see, inevitably we are doing damage to the boss as well. We're just chipping away at his health, and now we have the big bombs. Now, of course, you want to answer these. They do have a decent amount of health. Execute would be good here as a spell, or like I said, Dragon's Breath or Blizzard. You can see the amount of health that these guys have. It is non-trivial, but they do just blow up when they get to the turret. So you can either try to stun them and blow them up before they get to you, or just let them hit the turret and take it back. That's ultimately what we did. Now you can see that we are all the way into what is essentially like the last-ish phase of the boss fight. And he now jumps into, I'm just going to pause it because there's a lot happening all at one time. he jumps into basically a bigger robot and is in his more or less final form. He has different hands that do different things. You can see the machine guns coming out, and again, he's just spawning little bombs and big bombs. Once again, I have Dracusath pushing him. I mean, in terms of different options, like maybe even Jaina would be a good pick because of the amount of spells he could use instead. But at the same time, you do want some cycle units. So, ooh, Charlga. Maybe we actually have a boss that's good for Charlga. Now there's like close to no flying units with the exception of like the occasional Griffin Rider. So Charlga could be a really good boss actually, unit for this boss, because then you're just using cycle units already and then cycling through to get Charlga back, and then they can just maintain it's like holding someone down, because ideally they get a hold of the boss and stun them. That would be a good choice. So you know what, 5-head, look at us just developing the best strategies on the spot. And it's not that Dracusath was bad, but like once he was dead, it felt like I was without a good unit for a long time, and I didn't have a good gold source income because of how hard it is to maintain these gold nodes at the top. You can easily get the two at the bottom, but the ones at the very top you'll basically never touch, and even the ones around the corner from the middle are very difficult. Now look at these units, they outrange your base. Now they are still bombs, so they inevitably did blow up as well, but again, they just chunked down the base. So the really goal here is to just like maintain the middle, avoid as much taking damage as you can, because it will just inevitably add up, and then just let your units progressively move forward and attack the boss. Basically defense over offense on this one, and try to hold on for dear life and get some gold. You can see that we unfortunately both dropped our miners at the same time, which doesn't feel good. So again, I'm starting my Dracusath push once again. I got my Frostwolf Shaman behind him. We got his tank, so we have a really big push, but we had nothing in the middle. And that's like, that was our demise, was never having something in the middle. And it could have been bad, but we did get enough CC there. And so now we got a good push coming into the middle now. And now is where we can do a number on the boss. So now you can see that Dracusath, this is where having Dracusath was good, was that once the board was clear and I could push to the boss, but you can see once again, we had to get a quick answer to the middle, otherwise we would have just taken a bunch of damage. But the Dracusath does do a ton of damage to the boss. But the reason I would say skip out on Dracusath is actually because he's a better boss for or better leader for the final boss of this siege. Once again, I think Charlga could be really good for this. Even Ursa would have been really good actually, with the free, like the AoE stun sleep. That would have been good, especially with the additional gold. So yeah, that would have been a good choice. Yeah, actually that's a probably good one. What's another one? You're probably not going to want too many like expensive units. Let me go ahead and pause it there. You can see that we just inevitably beat the boss with the Dracusath and all the pushing. But yeah, what's another good leader that would have been good for this? Maybe Hellscream. Honestly, Hellscream does a lot of AoE damage and can take down mobs pretty quickly. Actually, really, almost any of the Horde units. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, any of the Horde leaders probably would have been good. Sylvanas, maybe, just cost so much for that amount of impact. Let's see if I have the deck that we used. Let's see, I think I did. Yep. Okay, so again, this is my Dracusath deck that I used. It was fine, you know. I think I got a lot of value out of our well, obviously the Frostwolf Shaman with Dracusath is the main core, the Witch Doctor, as well as the Griffin Rider. I don't think I ever played our hammer thrower. I forgot her name, but her I don't think I got any. I don't think I used her like literally at all. And if I did, she probably just immediately died. And then same with our Defilers Bandits. Like they were really good. They would have been really good in the first boss, not so good in the second one. But ultimately, like this deck got the job done because once we were able to get to the boss, it was hyper effective. But I just think there were other options that would have been great. Hellscream would have been one of them. Even Tyrion, really, actually, Tyrion probably would have been a really good one. But yeah, and then a Charlga. So those would have been the decks that I would have prioritized, and then just getting some cycle units that can clear AoE would have been great. Probably instead of Griffin Rider doing like Whelp Eggs would have been awesome. And then definitely keeping Witch Doctor. Oh my gosh, Witch Doctor was amazing for those. But you want AoE clearing as much as possible, and then just low cost units to defend your base as much as possible, so you can inevitably not just die. So that's gonna do it for this one, guys. Once again, thank you so much to Warcraft Rumble for sponsoring today's video. And if you guys want to see how to beat the final boss, make sure you like and subscribe and download Warcraft Rumble totally for free using the link in the description of today's video. And I hope to see you guys in the video soon. See you later. Bye.